So can you tell me a little bit about you, who you are?
Hi, I'm Geoff Watts. I'm a leadership and performance coach, and I work with people usually on a one-to-one basis to help them improve an aspect of their lives, either personal or professional, or enhance an aspect of their character or behaviour.
So what exactly is a coach and coaching?
A coach is someone that will work with somebody else in a one-to-one setting. Coaching is a process of what we call guided reflection, helping somebody look back at their habits, their behaviours, their values, and bring them into a clear focus so that they can consciously choose whether to change them or enhance them for their future benefit.
So why did you decide to write this book?
Well, there are loads of really good coaching books out there, believe me. I've read most of them, and they all provide great insight into different coaching models and frameworks and things like that. We didn't want to write another one of those books. We wanted to write a different book. We wanted to write a book that would provide a behind-the-scenes, sort of fly-on-the-wall insight into the coaching process, one that would share our experiences. So myself and my co-author Kim Morgan, we've got years and decades of experience of coaching people. We wanted to share that experience with trainee coaches so that they could learn from what we've done and our successes and perhaps even our failures, and provide them some techniques that they could actually take and use straight away.
Can you tell me a little bit more about the book and what is in the book?
Okay. So the book's focused on some really common traits that are presented in our coaching careers. We got together a while ago and we started comparing and looking at our collective casebooks, and it was uncanny how a number of really common traits tended to just jump out. I mean, we certainly didn't go into it with the intention of distilling the human condition down to 12 traits or anything trivial like that, but when we looked at all these people that we coached, we just couldn't ignore the fact that there were 12 really common traits that were jumping out at us. Things like an overwhelming desire to please other people, the inability to do anything in moderation, and the desire to do everything to excess at 100 miles an hour, or imposter syndrome, which is probably one of the most common things that we see in people, which is almost like a lack of self-confidence, a lack of self-belief, that you think you're a fraud and eventually you're going to be found out. And while other people can see your talents, you just can't see it yourself. And that significantly inhibits your ability to fulfill your potential.
So who have you written this book for? Is it for me? Is it for other coaches? Who's this book for?
Well, as well as coaching, we also are coach trainers, educators. And so the initial idea was to write something for student coaches, trainee coaches, people who are trying to learn the art of coaching. And that was absolutely our intention. But one thing that we were really surprised by going through the writing process and the review process is that really experienced coaches were reviewing it with us, and they were getting some insights out of it, which was a pleasant surprise. And obviously during the process we were working with people who had no experience of coaching whatsoever, so our proofreaders and our editors, and they were reading and saying, oh, that's me, I do that. So while absolutely we're focused on trainee coaches, we're pleasantly surprised that we think pretty much anyone will look at this and they will find at least one of these traits in here that will scream out, this is me.
So what else can we expect from this book?
Well, as well as the case study, so we've taken a sort of composite of a number of people for each trait and built a case study that explores how we coach those people and the process that we went through as coaches as well while working with these people. We also have a number of specific techniques that you could use, either if you're coaching somebody who has, for example, imposter syndrome, or if you are a chronic people pleaser, you could take away and use yourself to bring that trait more into balance and stop it trapping you. So there's the techniques. And then we also have an interview with someone really successful from all sorts of walks of life, former England sports captains to people who are in business, entrepreneurs and people from the public sector, all who have had some kind of battle with these traits, and they share their experiences of bringing that trait back into balance.
And finally, how is this book going to help me and those who read it?
Well, our hope is that you'll look at this and you'll find a trait in there that's relevant to you, and you think, this is an aspect of my behaviour that, while also being incredibly positive, It's nice to be nice to people. So being a people pleaser is a good thing for you as a person and your career. But if it's overdone, then it can lead to trapping you. So you look at this and think, well, first of all, this is normal. There are many people out there that have exactly the same thoughts as me, exactly the same behaviours as me. This is normal. And there are things that I can do to harness the positive side of that trait without being trapped by the negatives, as it were. So as well as giving you a greater understanding of what we call normalization, you should be able to actually take something practical away and be happier and more productive as a result.
Thank you very much, Geoff Watts.
Okay.